So I want to go over a method to get you some playmaking badges legitimately on NBA 2K23. I also want to let you know the best playmaking badges to use. So stay tuned, man. So before we jump into the video, be sure to drop a like, it helps me out, and let me know where are you at on your badge grind. Personally, after this video, I finished up maxing out my badges. So let me tell you how I did that. So first off, it depends on the team that you play for. If you want playmaking badges, of course you want people that are athletic, people that can dunk and catch alley-oops, because the best way to get playmaking badges is to run pick and roll and throw in the alley-oop. The alley-oop is going to get you so many playmaking badges, it just doesn't make sense. There's no point in doing anything else. Keep in mind, this is only if you want to badge grind the simple way. I understand there are glitches out there. If you don't feel like doing that, this video is for you. If you don't feel like doing a certain quest to get a playbook, this is for you. You want to do alley-oop. So how do you do the alley-oop on NBA 2K? Well, first off, it starts with the pick and roll. So normally you just hold L1 to get the screener to come up, and he'll roll to the basket once the defender hit the screen. The second way to do it, which is the way I do it, is to tap L1 to bring your icons up. And once you have your icons up, press and hold the button over the head of the person you want to set the screen. Therefore, you can choose anybody on the court to set that screen. So that's perfect, because when I play for the Lakers and I have Damian Jones on the court, Thomas Bryant, Anthony Davis, of course, I could just hold L1. But sometimes they're not on the court. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes LeBron isn't on the court. But we have Russell Westbrook, we have Lonnie Walker. So I make the point guard and shooting guard set the screen. They roll to the basket. I throw them the oop by pressing triangle twice on PlayStation or pressing Y twice on Xbox. All right? Yeah, so get those alley-oops in your bag. That's how you're going to max out playmaking. It doesn't matter the mode. MyCareer, Rec, Pro-Am, Park, online, offline. Alley-oops are definitely the way to go to max out your playmaking, all right? So now I want to talk about the best playmaking badges to use. And I'll try to keep it objective, because I understand some people are guards, some people play off ball, some people are bigs, locks, whatever. So I'll definitely go over that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the playmaking badges. And like I said before, I'm gonna keep it real objective. I just don't want you out there with a goofy badge setup. That's on me. You know, I'm trying to help you all out before I dive into some gameplay. So if you're ready to see some gameplay, be sure to drop a like on the video and let me know in the comments below. First off, we have ankle breaker for all my point guards out there. It's easy to get ankle breaker this year, right? 81 ball handle for Hall of Fame ankle breaker. I feel like this is a staple in 2K. Most of the PGs that you see are going to run Hall of Fame ankle breaker, at least go with ankle breaker. And I remember talking to Mike Wang, and he wants ankle breakers to be not easy to get, but easier to get. You know, just add more logic to them. And so that's what he did with NBA 2K23. So if you're a point guard, definitely keep rocking ankle breaker if you have the points. But I know with the tier setup, it could be kind of tough. So next up, we have break starter. If you're a big, or if you're a power forward, a wing, and you have rebounding, I think break starter is an important badge, because that's how people throw the outlet passes. That's how people cherry pick. If you don't have this badge, your passes aren't going to be accurate. So if you're a big, I think break starter is a badge you need to look into, especially if you throw the outlet passes a lot. Now, if you play in competitive play, you don't see it a lot, but even then, there are opportunities to rock break starter. Now we have dimer. On NBA 2K22, nobody rocked dimer because it was so easy to shoot. But now I would probably put dimer on, probably bronze or silver, not anything too high. It depends on your skill level. If you're a casual at 2K and you're kind of struggling with shooting, make sure your teammates have dimer on. If your teammates are struggling with shooting, maybe you should put dimer on. I think dimer is way more usable on 2K23 than the previous 2Ks, just because it's a little bit of a skill gap with shooting. Now, personally, I still don't rock dimer, but it is what it is. When it comes to floor general, personally, I don't recommend it, just because all of the other playmaking badges are good. And so it might be pretty difficult to find some space for floor general. So next up, we have hyperdrive. Once again, 2K22, we really didn't need hyperdrive, but I think that hyperdrive is way better on 23. Now, do you need it? It depends on your play style. If you're on the fast break a lot, going downhill a lot, hyperdrive would be very useful to you. But for the most part, it's still all about killer combos. Next up, we have Mismatch Expert. Mismatch Expert is low-key an OP badge. I wish that I got it at a higher level. For me, it's tier 1. For you, it may be in a different tier. But if you catch yourself in a bunch of mismatch situations, this is definitely the badge you have to have. Remember, on 2K22, it was mainly a shooting badge, but now it's a playmaking badge, and it works way better, and it makes more sense. It helps you blow by bigger defenders and everything. So if you don't have mismatch, you definitely need to equip that. We also have Post Playmaker. Once again, personally, since I stand in the corner on offense, I like for my bids to have Post Playmaker. It kind of works as dimer for bids, all right? So if somebody on your team doesn't have dimer, at least somebody on your team will have Post Playmaker. So when they get an offensive rebound and kick out, you'll get a shooting boost. So hey, I think it's more of a selfish thing for me, but I think Post Playmaker is a great badge, all right? If you're big, help your team out, put on that Post Playmaker, and you'll definitely see more threes go in. I promise you. I put that on pizza, bro. And when I put it on pizza, it's serious, man. We do have special delivery next, but come on, man. Come on, leave that special delivery grayed out. You don't need it. I mean, it's cool if you have it. You can unlock some new animations off the backboard, alley-oops and all that. But let's be for real. So now we have bailout for all my people that like to take those contested jump shots and then be like, oh, no, bailout, pass out of that. I think bailout is still a great badge. I do recommend it on silver or higher because those passes do go out of bounds even with the bronze badge. But even then, bailout is still a staple in NBA 2K. So if you're a shooter or a point guard and you pass out of your jump shots a lot and you don't have bailout, that pass is going out of bounds. So bailout is super important. Next up, we have Needle Threader. I think Needle Threader is an important badge for all my guards out there. If you run the pick and roll and try to dime to the slip, you need this badge. If you run a pick and roll, try to dot the corner, you need this badge. Because the lanes aren't OP, but they're really good this year. So if you're out there throwing scary passes, your passes will be taken, especially if they're slow. And keep in mind that we don't have bullet passer anymore. So Needle Threader and pass accuracy are very important. Now we have quick first step. You need to get this on the maximum tier. If you're a guard, a wing who drives to the basket a lot, get this on the highest tier you can, because I'm 6'8" right now with like a 80 something speed with ball. I was moving like a snail at first, but once I got quick first step gold, bruh, I was taking off. I'm like Sonic now. So when I move out the triple threat, those moves are super explosive. Combining quick first step with mismatch expert, you're going to be super explosive, get into the lane. And once again, you don't even need dunk this year, bro. You can lay the ball up around these bigs. I'm telling you, quick first step is the move. Next up, we have vice grip. Pause on that, man. Pause on that emblem, all right? That's kind of insane, 2K. I'm not going to lie. That's kind of insane. But vice grip is important for all builds. Let me tell you why. Most people thought vice grip was for bigs getting a rebound. But nah, this is actually the new glue hands, all right? So even for my spot up shooters out there, like myself, I'm a spot up shooter, you need vice grip to get those decent catches, in my opinion. Now, you don't have to rock it on gold. I think silver is okay. You might be able to get away with bronze, but I think vice grip is definitely a good badge for all the positions on the court. That's just my opinion. So next up, we have some of my tier 3 badges. Once again, the tier 3 badges changes depending on the height and your build. But we start off with Clamp Breaker. Once again, if you're a point guard, I think Clamp Breaker is super necessary because these locks out here on 2K23 aren't playing around, bro. Once they get badges, they're going to be bumping you, and you don't want to get bumped, man. You lose stamina, all that stuff. You lose adrenaline boost and whatnot. So if you can get Clamp Breaker, definitely equip it. I plan on equipping it on my small forward. I think this badge is really good so far. You see, I almost had a core challenge done for silver, and then we're going to move on from there. As of right now, Clamp Breaker is looking pretty tough. After that, we have Handles for Days. Now, Handles for Days is a weird one because all the PG builds, like, they're not going for Hall of Fame Handles for Days anymore. And we're wondering, like, where is that nice little threshold for Handles for Days? I think silver is decent for me. I think most people need it on gold. But it's real tough for PGs out here, because if you look at my tier 3 badges, it's like, yo, how can you pick between any of these? And I know PGs are going through the same thing. If it's a tier 3 badge, I definitely recommend all of them. It just depends on your playstyle. Next up, we have killer combos, which is also like tight handles, and tight handles is a really important badge. You feel me? So I definitely recommend killer combos for all my guards out there that like to dribble. And for the last badge, we have unpluckable. And once again, we don't use unpluckable right now because a lot of people don't have their defensive badges. But I imagine in the end game, bro, I think unpluckable is going to be very important, but it all depends. We don't know if we can get away with bronze unpluckable, silver unpluckable. It's all about maximizing and conserving your badge points. So it gets really tough when it comes to the tier 3 badges. But as for playmaking badges, I think this is the most difficult category to sort out your badge points, this and shooting. The only ones I don't recommend are floor general and special delivery. All right, anything else you probably need, but if I catch you with floor general and special delivery, we're gonna have problems. So if this video helped you out, be sure to drop a like, man. Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new. I have this for shooting coming up soon.